Our movie star opens his eyes to pouring rain. He's freezing, completely paralyzed, not a single muscle obeying him. He genuinely thinks he's dying, zero control over his body or senses. Then, to his shock, a beautiful girl appears above him. Before he can process anything, she scoops him up by the armpits and declares that from today onward, he is now her pet. Somehow he's moving with her now. She shields him from the rain with an umbrella. He steals another glance at her face and it hits him. It's Karen, his classmate, the unattainable girl crush of his sad little life. They reach a house. Karen flashes him a big, heart-melting smile. He melts instantly. That gentle expression puts him at ease for the first time since waking up like this. Then her face goes completely blank. Another voice calls her name. A more mature, bombshell version of Karen appears, clearly her mother. He overhears them talking about how Karen rescued a poor little puppy and plans to take a bath with it. Jealousy hits him like a truck. A bath with her? Meanwhile, he's so cold he feels himself fading until suddenly he's in the bathroom, staring at Karen's bare legs. His inner monologue screams not to look, to be a gentleman. Reality laughs in his face. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Biology has other plans, and his little dog is already betraying him with a traitor boner he can't even hide. He fights valiantly not to stare, but it's brutal being a man in this scenario. He squeezes his eyes shut, only for her to press her thighs tightly against him. Eyes snap open. Through the foggy mirror, he catches full view of the promised land. Karen's bare, dripping pussy right there like a wet dream he never earned. She starts washing him. He's stupidly ticklish, so he wags his tail like an idiot and splashes her. She scolds him to stop. He can't. She grabs his tail in a death grip and warns him that he better behave or she'll make him behave. She sets him down and begins washing herself. Torture level? Expert? He summons every ounce of willpower to look away while hearing the wet, soapy sounds of her scrubbing that unreal body. It's like auditory porn. Every slick glide of her hands over her tits and between her legs, making his tiny dog twitch helplessly. Then she lifts him right up to eye level. His gaze locks onto the Holy Grail. Stats too low, resist impossible. Final boss defeated via instant KO. He stares shamelessly at her perfect put like a starving pervert. She's gonna call me a filthy pervert. She likes dogs way too much. She's definitely about to do something weird. She does something weird. She leans in and starts nibbling his nose like it's foreplay, then full-on licking it like a lollipop, her warm tongue dragging slow and sloppy. At this point, he has zero clue whether this is heaven, hell, or just really messed up hentai. Karen's mom calls for dinner. She finally leaves. Her mother asks if the puppy knows any tricks. Karen snaps back coldly that puppies can't do tricks, but the second they're alone in her room, she grins and commands him to sit. He freezes. Obeying means fully accepting he's her dog now. After some existential crisis, he sits. She's overjoyed, like creepy level happy. Next command after command. As he stares at her hand giving signals, he remembers in his old life he'd have sold his soul just to touch that hand once. Now he's her goddamn pet, reduced to begging for scraps of attention like a desperate simp with a permanent. Is this divine punishment or the biggest blessing ever? Next day, he tries to escape, aiming for his old house to figure out what the hell happened. Ankarin catches him scratching at the door and tells him there's no escaping, that they're going for a walk instead. She collars him. Her warm hands on his neck feel way too good, like she's collaring him for a much filthier kind of ownership. Outside, she suddenly stops to gush about how much fun she's having, right, as a ball flies out of nowhere and knocks her flat directly onto him. He's buried under her skirt. Zero visibility. He panics, shoving forward with his nose to escape, and accidentally speed runs the plot development by face-planting straight into her warm, panty-covered pussy, getting a nose full of her scent that makes his dog throb like crazy. She finally lifts off and scolds him that he's a bad boy and her pussy isn't his playground. And she sets him down, notices his nose is bright red from the friction, checks for witnesses, then gives it a long, slow lick, her tongue dragging over his snout like she's tasting her own juices on him. Kids interrupt, asking for their ball. Karen snaps that little dogs walk through this bark and tells the brats to be more careful next time. Later, he desperately needs to pee. Karen gets way too excited, sets him by a pole, and tells him to go on and mark his territory. Public humiliation maxed. She pulls out her phone to record. He clenches with every shred of remaining dignity, refusing to piss while his crush films what would basically be his tiny dog spraying like a perverted fire hydrant. Back home, the urge hits. I have to tell her I love her. He opens his mouth and barks. Soul crushed. Dog life officially sucks. Then another girl barges in, Nekotani, his hot but neighbor. She asks if Karen's ready to study. Karen deadpans math. Nekotani purrs that she loves it when Karen talks dirty, Pochita hatches a dumb plan. Win over Nekotani, get her to smuggle him home. Karen's mom calls her away. Go time. He approaches Nekotani, who screams because she's terrified of dogs. Then a wild centipede appears. It crawls straight up her leg and under her clothes. He barks warnings, makes it worse. She bolts, trips, slams her knee. Centipede disappears inside her shirt. Desperate hero mode, he dives in like it's a dungeon raid, navigating terrain, dodging the final boss bug while accidentally moting her massive He bites the centipede dead. Oh, but the landscape shifts violently. Plot armor unbuckled, friendly fire incoming. He gets launched out, landing safely. His face now smelling like Nekotani's cleaved sweat and fear. Nekotani's knee is bleeding. Guilt hits. He limps over and licks the wound like a good boy, his tongue dragging over her soft skin. Nekotani giggles through pain. Karen walks in, sees him licking another girl's boo-boo, and her eyes go yandere black. Nekotani protests that it's not what it looks like. Karen stomps forward, kicks the wall so hard it cracks, yanks off her sock, and shoves her own bruised foot in his face, ordering him to lick right now or she'll break something else. Oh, he obeys, thinking, at least it's Karen's foot, small mercies, even if it means tongue-bathing her soles while trying not to pop a shameful bone. Karen towers over Nekotani and demands to know what she was doing with her pet while she was gone. Nekotani explains that he crawled into her shirt. Karen asks if it was on his own. Nekotani admits yeah. Karen rages that she can't believe Nekotani let him touch her everywhere when she hasn't even done half that shit with him yet. She hikes her dress threateningly and declares that changes right now. Pochita bolts. She chases. He slips between her legs. She sits hard and yells for him to house. Nekotani asks what the actual he is doing. Karen again commands him to come home. He knows resistance is futile. Eyes closed. He walks forward. I'm going home. Sweet, depraved home with Karen. Karen smirks at Nekotani and says, see, this is their bond, and she'll never come between them. Nekotani just sighs that she can't believe she watched that, but damn, at least Karen's face is finally gone. Before she leaves, Nekotani thanks Pochita for saving her from that centipede. She figured out at some point that his suicidal dungeon dive was actually heroic. An awkward pat on the head ensues, her soft hand lingering just a little too long, like she's testing whether this heroic little dog has any other hidden talents between his legs. Later, Karen slips into a full cat cosplay, ears, tail, the works. She crawls toward Pochita on all fours, eyes locked on him like prey. He gets instantly nervous. His tiny dog heart races and his pathetic little dog twitches in nervous excitement. She drops to his level, pulls out a small gadget, and holds it in her mouth like a kink prop. She explains that it's a dog-to-Japanese translator and now she'll finally hear how he really feels about her. She wags her fake tail eagerly and asks if he loves her. Pochita thinks it's bull, but whatever, he tries anyway and says he loves her. Karen checks the readout, then collapses in a dramatic heap. Face frozen in shock, tears streaming, drooling like she just saw her own obituary. Curious, he peeks. The device reads that he ain't messing with humans who have a thing for puppies. Karen recovers quickly, tail wagging harder, clearly desperate to reprogram his furry ass into loving her back. His inner monologue notes that he's got nothing to say to that dog, and why not, since they have absolutely nothing in common. Karen's mom walks in and questions what she is doing and what's with the ears and tail. Karen whispers to Pochita that mom totally bought the push-up bra story. Pochita thinks, yeah, she needs a full lobotomy, not just screws tightened. Karen tries again with the translator and asks if she's weird for liking stuff other people think is gross. A flashback hits Pochita hard. Pink-haired Usagi used to call him senpai, mock him for being a loner, say it's pathetic she's the only one who talks to him. She'd run off to flirt with other guys while he tended plants alone, because plants don't judge you for being awkward. Then Karen appeared one day and asked if he likes plants. He mumbled yes, too nervous to meet her eyes. She smiled and said just because he's different doesn't mean he's weird. That was the day the crush started. He's never told her until now. As a dog, he barks that she's not weird. It translates correctly this time. One day he'll say it as a human, assuming he ever gets his back. Nekotani calls later and says he left his favorite pen at her place, so he should bring it and study there tomorrow. Karen gets home from school and starts changing. Pochita closes his eyes like a gentleman, then hears her collapse face first onto the bed in exhaustion, and she crawls up and passes out instantly. perfect escape window. He overheard the Nekotani plan. Her house is right next to his old one. He'll use Karen's phone to order a package delivery during their study session. When Nekotani opens the door, he'll bolt. He sneaks to the phone. God, she looks adorable in those pajamas. Focus, pervert, he needs her fingerprint. Karen grabs him in her sleep, hugs him like a body pillow, grip iron. He licks her fingers, she's ticklish, she drools, moaning in her dream, clearly something filthy and wet. Suddenly her hands form a V. If you didn't know before, you do now. She's basically presenting her pussy like an open invitation in her sleep. Pochita, clueless but committed, thinks 2 hands, 1 tongue. Let him show her how talented his tongue is. Amy ramps up the velocity, soaking her hand in slobber like he's giving her the sloppiest hand of her life. She finally releases with a shuddering sigh, is clenching like she just came. Mission success, he thinks he got her off. Yeah, Pochita, you definitely got her off. Multiple times. He drags the phone, unlocks it with her finger, sees a photo from when he lost his last shred of dignity, ignores it, orders a teddy bear for time delivery. They arrive at Nekotani's. Pochita eyes his balcony, needs to jump the rail. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode.